mine.
Oh, sorry.
It can't be on my phone. First, with some answers. I can't get them from Google.
No. First, do I have your permission to film you?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have to ask me that?
Yeah, like I have to.
Okay, I'm gonna show them where I said my patas are dirty.
No, mother, I have to edit all this out. I'm gonna have to edit all this out. Okay, do I have your permission to film you?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. Let me turn my Bluetooth off. Are you connected?
Yeah.
Okay. For my final my final project for sociology. Okay. When were you born?
March 16, 1982.
Okay. Where did you live?
What's it called? Like apartment or house or?
Yeah, like where did you live? Like what's the earliest you can remember, and how big was your family?
Labor camp. And what's the called? We were. But I can remember just 4. Me and Nettie, Grandpa and Grandma.
A labor camp?
Labor camp. It's the apartments across the Burger King where that little girl named Lise died.
Yeah.
I think it's now a hotel with the pool in the front.
How different is it from when you were growing up to the way you see us growing up?
How much different?
Like how different, and what is different? Like what can you see, like
technology. Things, everything's more modern, like kids are more indoors than outside. I guess. Huh?
do I?
I guess. I would have to say technology.
Do you know?
Is what's made things more different.
Yeah. Miss teachers always getting on us about our technologies.
Really? Your phones and all that?
Did you experience any movement in your lifetime?
Like, did I move?
Yeah. And what was the reason for moving?
We moved a lot. We moved because we had to work up north. Went for the summer. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing, I'm smiling. Yes, stop.
We moved, we had to move when Grandpa and Grandma divorced because that labor camp, we were at the front of the neighborhood. At the end is where Northbridge is. That's where Cassie's mom lived. So Grandpa would literally, so Grandma got tired of it. And we moved to like across town, like where Memorial is and all that, mile 18, all those areas over there. We only lived there for like a month and a half because then we came home and it was dark. And I saw somebody jumping over the fence. And so we walked into the gate and the house was right there. We had a dog, but the dog didn't do shit. And we walked in, everything was unplugged. Our like 5 electronics, which is like 2 TVs, VCRs, everything was unplugged and put in the middle. All Grandma's jewelry was taken. I had a camera. I used to love taking pictures. I had a camera and they took it and I was so sad. That was like my only technology. And we called Grandma called the cops and they told Grandma, you need to take your kids and leave because they know what you have and they have it ready to take, so they're gonna come back for it. We're like, can we just go now? So then we moved to Alma Street, the neighborhood your dad grew up in.
The one
Where
where
Frankie's.
Okay. You moved a lot. How many years did you go work up there? Like from what age to what age?
When I was 12, and then again when I was 15, and then again when I was 20, When you were born.
22. I went with you, right? Oh my god, I
Me and
remember
Millie, you and David were like this. We did everything together. What?
You weren't an immigrant, right?
Where's the
Immigrant.
Like in that papers?
Yeah. You were born here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Why do you keep saying? You see how times are different? Kids interrupt now.
Kids are annoying now. And ungrateful. And mess up their eyebrows.
Oh, why you gotta bring up her eyebrows? They don't even look messed up though. They don't. They don't, yeah.
What was the biggest challenge that you faced in your life? Oh. Sorry. Do you want you to leave the room for this?
Biggest challenge? Like, there's so many though, like. And jobs and parenting and what?
Just the biggest challenge, like overall. Like something that.
Yeah, that was one of the questions. Why didn't I think about that more? I guess single parent life, because I've done it like several times in my life. Single parenting.
As a result of your challenges, was there any discrimination or did you feel inferior?
Yeah. Inferior.
Were there any challenges?
What do you mean?
Like challenges with... Oh wait, no. Discrimination. Was there any discrimination like with that challenge? Like, would anyone ever like oh, she's a single mom. Gross.
I guess it wasn't really single mom like all the time. Like, I don't know if I should even be talking about your dad over here. It's not a bad thing. It's just how it was with him gone all the time. It felt like I was always a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
Going to birthday parties, other people's. It was always like, Adriana con los niños. Like, she's probably not even together. They're probably not even together anymore. Oh, Adriana está sola. Like, you know what I mean? It always felt like a single parent life. I guess also, like with Dylan, I had to, when Grandma took me straight to the WIC office instead of like encouraging me to go to school. It was like, I didn't really want that. She took me out of school and then I had to go wait in the WIC office with a bunch of like old ladies to get milk and cheese.
Oh, and just like them, like,
Like,
wow.
like, wow, she's so young and she's in here. That's a big difference too from then and now. Now kids are like still going to school and being pregnant. Which is good compared to kids.
Did you ever feel that you had the same opportunities as everyone else? Like job, school, where you lived? Like did you ever feel like, oh I can do that too?
Mm-hmm. Not all the time. Not when I was younger. It didn't come till I was like older. Like the wiseness. Before, like we were just talking about this with Samara. When we were growing up, when we were in school, Grandma never talked to us about college, never talked to us about having a job that pays money, like that's how you get money. That never got put in my head. Like I do with you guys, you know? And I said, I just remember my mom saying, estudia. To me, it means study. Okay, study. Study, okay, that's it. But nothing like, you know what, if you do this, do you want to be, what do you want to be? Or ask me what I want to be. You want to be a teacher? You want to be a nurse? You got to do this. encourage me to be in sports. Like I try to keep you guys and stuff. Why did I start talking about that?
Opportunities is like everyone else. Like you could have, you just didn't have the support for that.
Yeah, I wasn't taught that stuff.
Like the way with us, you're like, you get mad at Gio for not wanting to do anything and stuff.
Yeah, she tells me, why do I have to get in band? Why do I have to get... You're gonna get in something, because you're gonna regret it. Well, I was telling you in the truck, like, I wish I could go back to school and do that. Kind of like you with band, that you weren't able to do cheer anymore. So you're like, I remember you told me, I wish I had gotten in band so I could at least had that to do later.
Yeah.
That's why.
What? List 3 historic events that happened in your lifetime that you will never forget. Like historic events, like
Pandemic?
That's what he said. He was like, a lot of your parents probably gonna say the pandemic because it is historic.
2020 pandemic. Hurricane Katrina. Because we had a family there. Michael and my cousin Louis' kids were over there and we were in communication.
Louis' kids?
Mm-hmm. Brandon, Matthew, and Brianna.
Oh, wow.
They lived in an apartment. There was so much water that when they finally came down after, I don't know how many hours they were trapped on top, they came down and then the steps were full of water and they kept hearing a noise. They went lower and it was just dead bodies hitting the wall. They just ran back up. Hurricane Katrina was bad. I think it was 2005. What?
I'm so sorry. I should not laugh. I have a vine stuck in my head.
You have a what?
Hurricane Katrina. More like Hurricane Tornado.
You guys are horrible.
I was trying so hard not to.
Me too.
I was holding it this whole time.
Fake technology. You see what I mean, Mr. What's his name?
Contreras.
Contreras Technology.
It's Josh's dad.
Saying a heartfelt story here about Hurricane Katrina and they're talking about a TikTok. Oh, it's a Vine.
It's a Vine. Before TikTok. It's Josh's dad. Contreras.
Oh.
Yeah. Breathe.
You wanna breathe it?
Yeah. Oh, that was only 2. One more.
Historic, like where everybody knows about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like a lot of people. Because historic, like, I mean, goes down in history. That's what historic means.
Yeah, but I was thinking like the hurricane that hit Grandma's house, where you guys were actually in a kayak. I had my gallbladder exploding.
Oh, that was
time.
crazy.
That was historic
yeah, for us, that was like, oh. Like, I guess here in the valley, that, what was it?
Hurricane Dolly? It's famous. Hurricane Dolly, just like Hurricane Beulah in 19. Grandma would know this. We were in labor camp.
Can you explain Hurricane Dolly?
Hurricane Dolly had a lot of water. I remember.
You don't say.
Because that's what caused a really bad flooding, or maybe our neighborhood also.
Our neighborhood,
grandma's.
like it's
Eli was 6 months old. Gio wasn't born. You were 4 or 6. 4, and Dylan was 8.
Yeah.
Power went out, but we had already gotten prepared, so I made a lot of spaghetti, and we had ice chests to keep them in little tubs. I bought like a lot of Vienna sausages and everything. We didn't have any phones or any of that. Like, I think only I had a phone. It must have been like a flip. Your dad was at work. I think he was in Alaska then. Power went out. For some reason, I started getting fever. It was going up over 100. I would take Tylenol. Grandma would get Levi, the baby, so I can sleep, get up sweating, when fever go away. I'd start with the pain. It was a routine for like 2 days straight. Finally, I was like,
you had no power for 2 days?
Longer. We would play. Remember, we played board games or something.
I was gonna say, I have like this one like memory for some reason of me and Dylan just in the middle of the hallway. And we were like in between, we're like the middle room and the restroom. but a little further between those like two walls before like the turn, just there crouching, and there was like water at our feet for a little bit and stuff.
The water went in then? I don't think I was there when the water went in. No, because Grandma I had to take my temperature. And since there was like big army guys at the front of the neighborhood not letting anybody in because any cars going in would make waves getting water into the houses, so nobody was going in or out. My temperature had gone so high and the pain was so strong where we had to get out. I think Grandma showed them the thermometer. Went to the hospital. They put me into emergency OR. They didn't even tell me anything till after. My gallbladder was full of stones, so they had to remove my entire gallbladder. They put me in pediatrics, so I woke up with like fishes on the wall and all cute. And oh my gosh, I cried so much because I was like, they're at home alone with no power. Oh, they all had no power. The food was probably cold, so I was like, how are they gonna warm up their food? And yeah, so that was pretty historic for us. That was sad. I had emergency surgery during
How did they impact your life?
What?
The three. Yeah. What were the three you listed? Well, the pandemic and Hurricane Katrina and Dolly, right? Those are the three listed?
Dolly and Katrina didn't really impact me.
Just like the memories of like,
But pandemic did. That's when I guess it's sad to say, but I started getting unemployment. And I got used to the big checks and unemployment too. It actually got me wanting a good paying job instead of just a restaurant job.
Wow, that's like a good like impact. I guess like, oh yeah, like my mental health and stuff is like it got you to see like, wow, like I like this
regular amount of money coming in.
That's how it impacted me. Or we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, I was gonna
after
say
my
our
surgery.
family got really close together after that.
Closer, yeah.
Like me and my brothers and sisters, since we couldn't see each other, we would text a lot. So even now we text a lot.
Yeah. Even now we like hang out a lot more.
We're a lot more close.
A lot closer.
A lot closer. I said that. Oh, Josh's dad's gonna think I'm an idiot.
It's okay.
We're close.
After my surgery, that was like the peak of like the pandemic. It was in the summer and stuff, and that's when everyone was like, oh crap. And it was just me and you, because the kids were with my dad. It was just me and you all day, every day watching movies.
Gosh, yeah. That was super.
Why did you make that face? Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about the first day you came and you tried to sleep in that bed. And
No, I tried to sleep in this bed.
And then you went over there, right?
Yeah, because this one was too soft. Levi's bed was more like firm.
And then in the hospital, when you were trying to wake me up and I was asleep, you had to throw up. Oh my god, I was sad. I'd finally gone to sleep after like sleeping, 4 hours?
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I threw up all my medications.
And the lady, the nurse that inspired you to become a nurse came to change.
Oh yeah.
And I wish I remembered.
I have no idea how she did that though. Like she somehow got. Did you know like the hospital gowns, like they button at the sides, or they tie at the sides or something? Like it's not a full thing. It's like a front and a back. I didn't know that. Oh no, you know what it was? I wore one in the back and one in the front.
Like this.
Yeah, that's
why it's easy to take off.
Yeah, but I don't know how she did it. Like, she did it without me being exposed at all. Like, even though the door was closed, the curtain was pulled, it was just me, you, and her in the room. She somehow did it to her, like, that was so cool. That's like, I still
You don't
think
remember
about
what her name is or anything?
I think it was like Anna or something like that.
You write it down or put in your. I wonder if you have any videos or pictures of you with her.
Maybe. If you could take a camera. Oh, wait, were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could take a camera back to when you were growing up, what picture would you take of a joyful event?
When I was growing up. So when I was little, right?
Yeah.
Let's say.
Or like my age, or just something growing up.
What?
Like my age, or anywhere growing up.
I would say when me and Nettie would have parties together, we used to throw our parties at like some place called Big Ben. It's a couple of hours from here, but the whole family would go. Like, I don't know how many barbecue pits were there. That's what I burned myself because I was right on the ground.
Oh.
I had a huge bubble because they had like 5 barbecue pits going. But I mean like the whole family was there. Like half of them are dead already. What? My grandpa's brother or grandpa's
Why
dad?
would you say it like that?
Because I wish there was more. Wish there was cameras like phones like
Oh, okay.
now back then, so I could take pictures of my grandpa, my uncles.
You don't have any pictures of your grandpa?
There's one of him and Dylan, but like water got on it or something, so there's some drops.
Do you remember what he looks like though?
He looks like grandpa, just like Grandpa Socorro, but like Tia Chela.
Oh, actually, I think I've seen
Yeah,
pictures of him. Does Tia Lenore have pictures of him?
Yeah, she has. If you were to go to Tia
Okay.
Leonore's and ask for
I was
to go
gonna
through
say.
pictures, she's gonna bring out so many pictures.
I was gonna say. I think I remember seeing like something. So
He
of
didn't
like
like
one
to
of the
carry
big-
babies, but I made him carry Dylan. He hated carrying newborns.
So one of the birthday parties. That's what you take a picture
For a
of.
long time.
If you could go back in time to bring one thing back, what would that thing be?
A thing?
Like you didn't have anything like my mom has. You and your kids on the block things.
Your cat.
Your camera.
All my SD cards stayed at your dad's. And pictures that were on the marble table at the bottom.
Yeah.
I know, but I can't get them. How am I gonna get them? Just go knock and ask for them?
I know after the fire, my dad, there's still a tub. I think it's in storage. My dad was like, go through those. That way you can give whichever ones that have your mom or her family. That way you can give them to her. But I mean,
Why didn't you ever do
I did. I started, but there's like thousands of pictures in there, like tens of thousands of pictures in there.
it? I did an awesome Mother's Day.
Oh my god, this was like 2 years ago.
There's some Mother's Day every year. That's the great thing about Mother's Day. It's kind of a annual thing.
Well, I mean, it's in storage. I can ask, like, I can just bring.
What if there's a major flood and those storages flood? What's gonna happen to those pictures?
Okay.
One thing I wish I could also go back and bring back is your straight back at 10 years old, so we can put a brace on you.
What about my good brain? Gee, you never have to get
It's still coming. I'm still praying for it.
My straight spine?
Like go back to 10 years old and find out you have scoliosis, and then you start wearing a brace and it fixes it. So you avoid all this. But then I always, you know, the things I live by, right? The one famous saying that I live by, like everything happens for a reason. There's something good that comes out of every bad.
Your eyes tearing up.
My eyelash.
Okay. Is there anyone in particular that helped you when you faced challenges?
Besides my mom?
Well, anyone that helped, like whenever you would go through challenges and stuff, someone that was like there and was like, I wouldn't have been able to get through it without you.
My mom.
Grandma.
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 Good or bad, she was always there. She is always there. Even now. Look, she's helping with you guys now. From taking you guys to daycare and picking you up. Ah, stop looking at me.
Okay.
She said I look like I cry like Kim Kardashian. That's my diary.
Because you keep wiping your tears and they keep coming through just like this. You're like, and then you're like catching every single one.
Okay, I just let him run?
No, you don't have to. It's alright. That was the last question.
Okay. Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was kind of like, I get you to like go more into depth.
It's because it was kind of hard between grandma and you, because me and you were, it reminds me a lot of Jenny Rivera and Chiquis. They were alone for like a long time. Like they went through a lot of stuff. Well, me and you, we went all the way to Minnesota, to work.
And then in Corpus.
Corpus, we practically lived to your dad. We just get out, eat, go to sleep. And hardly ever saw him. We leave and we spent all day together before these kids were. What? She's all jealous. She's all born.
You weren't even born. Why are you mad?
I'm there with you all the time. I didn't have. So was with Gable.
And like we did a lot of stuff together. Even when we were going through the breakup and I went to stay at Grandpa's. Remember you were there? Remember I would have my nightmares?
Oh yeah.
And you'd be like, shh. And you'd like, my nightmares would come bad. All my crying. You were there for a lot of it. I'm saying she was here because there was a lot of time that you were with your dad and I was going through stuff.
Oh my god.
Remember that month?
Yeah.
That month? That was a big challenge. Okay.
Thank
you.
Okay. Ew. Two things that captivated me during the interview. One of them was, well, like, me and my mom, like, we do that stuff a lot. We just, like, hang out, like, the way we were in that video. But just finding out more stuff about her, like, I didn't know, I could imagine it was hard, but I didn't know for sure, because she always played it off so cool, like she made it seem so easy. So finding out some of that stuff was captivating. And then another thing would be, I know a lot of the questions that I asked her were like real, like were really emotional for her. Like they were questions that she would have cried a lot more. But like my mom's gone through like so much, and she's like the strongest person I know. That's why I chose her to do this to do the interview on. So just like really seeing like her be able to talk about a bunch of the stuff and not completely like, I don't know, she's still here today. She's still trying to be the best person despite everything she's gone through. So just seeing it there in the interview is like, and realizing like, wow. So that was, what title would I create for my project based on the experience that I have encountered during this process? Maybe something like silent battles, unspoken truth, or something like that. One of those, because like I know my mom goes through a lot. Like I see a lot of it, but there's a lot I don't see too, like the single parenting. I saw her being a single parent, but she just, like, she played it off so well. Like I didn't see it, like, with anything that she did. I didn't see her struggling. Like I didn't see that being something that was like really hard to do. Like she had help, but so yeah, maybe like silent battles, or that's like the one thing that sticks with me for some reason, the whole single parent thing, because that was like one of the most emotional parts of it for me, because I'm like the oldest daughter. My older brother moved out like right away, like before he was even graduated. He like wasn't even with us anymore. So I was the one that was around for a lot of what my mom has been going through. So yeah, one of those. Based on the experience of those who participated in my project, create a quote that depicts their experience and yours. I would say the quote that my mom stated in the interview, the everything happens for a reason, because it does. Like, I'm a firm believer that nothing just happens, everything happens for a reason. We had that interview for a reason. I found out more things about my mom for a reason. Like, yeah. And then the last question is how I see the future in 20 years, I think. Yes, okay. I see me and my mom being closer. I'm definitely gonna wanna ask more questions about that, but I haven't had the time to, or like the courage, because I'm just scared of the emotions that I might feel, like finding out everything that she went through. But I see us having more conversations like that. Like, we don't have as many meaningful conversations. We don't have a lot of deep conversations like that. Like, a lot of the stuff is just dumb, stupid stuff. But yeah, having more of those conversations and growing closer because of the stuff I find out. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. I love my mom. She's my best friend.